Let me take you to Ekiti State. The spirit of sportsmanship is a virtue that most politicians in Nigeria are yet to imbibe. The outcome of Saturday's governorship election in Ekiti State has brought that to the open again. The candidates of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, in the election, Segun Oni, and that of the Action Democratic Party, that's ADP, Kemi Elebute-Halle, have rejected the results. They vowed to challenge the outcome at the tribunal. According to Oni, the result did not reflect the true decision of the people, as it was marred by financial inducement. Meanwhile, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Olabisi Kolawole, has accepted the outcome in good faith. In a congratulatory letter, he personally signed. Kolawole conceded defeat and congratulated the winner and candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Biodun Oyebanji. He said, power belongs to God and he bestows it upon whoever he chooses. Quite instructive.
Yeah, he's correct, of course.
Let's the accusation of Segun Oni.
Yeah.
Looking at it morally or legally speaking, I don't know how Segun Oni intend to go to court to prove it that people were induced across the 16 local government, because you know this saying in court at the tribunal, they will tell you that you need evidence that goes beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah,
so how you're going to go to court to prove that is something we should wait for.
Yeah, it's going to be a novel. It's something we've not done before. Because I expect that when he said they was going to court, I thought we had proof of how the papers were changed. But we all know that the way ANEC operates now, that will be very difficult.
Almost foolproof.
Almost difficult for that.
Before the election or before the exercise that you can.
So if you cannot accuse them of distorting the process, you must look for an excuse. And of course, like you said, when you started, you pulled it back about the moral justification of Mr. Oni asking for this. It's a free country. He has the right to go to the tribunal with any excuse. It doesn't matter. I could say that don't forget during MKO years, somebody went to a tribunal because MKO was wearing the agbada that reflected, and he said he was campaigning.
Yeah,
that's how
the horse.
He said that was campaigning, and campaigning stopped 48 hours ago. So don't be surprised when you think something is flimsy. But so Yorubani and to Kolomo is the one who now have to prove to us how it happened.
Jide, we went, we saw it, but the bottom line is that our politicians are not, it's an extension of anybody's rights to go to court. But when it's crystal clear that, look, this process, there's nothing you can do about it. When I read the acceptance speech of BC Kolawole, the concession speech of the candidate of the People's Democratic Party,
more painful to the person who came second, because he will tell himself that, oh, maybe I could have won. Maybe if this happened, maybe if this was put in place, I could have won. It's on rare occasions that you find someone like
Anduba,
who came third,
didn't win any local government,
didn't win a single local government, deceiving himself that the process was.
Till the Supreme Court had to.
The Supreme Court then showed that you were not even a candidate in the first place. The primaries that produced you as a candidate was a no event.
Supervised by Governor Dapo Abiodun.
Yes. How governors will go and supervise a charade. How governors will go and supervise a non-event is what I don't understand. You bring these mighty governors, go and supervise. At the end of the day, they will watch, they themselves will go completely against rationality and ensure that a person who does not deserve to win is the winner. In the APC, there are people who see themselves as principalities. They see themselves as too big to the point that it is the candidate or it is the aspirant that they want that must win a primary election. The big person in the state will say, this is my candidate. And they will skew everything in favor of that person. Whether it is a governor that they sent to supervise him or somebody bigger than a governor, it's still
that person.
Yes. They make it look like, okay, it's fait accompli, that this person must win. At the end of the day, the Supreme Court announced, all the courts, right, also said they didn't have a candidate. Andy Uba was not known to law as somebody who contested in that election. So yet he was the one who was the first to challenge it.
So he can't even go to the tribunal?
Well, how can he go now? How can he go? He was not part of that election.
You can't do something
on nothing.
Yes, he was not the candidate of the party. The party had no candidate. Governors, when they send them to organize such things, I mean, they should at least be able to think about their own good name and say, look,
stand on,
gentlemen, this is what we
level
want.
Playing field. And
what is the before that thing we were saying that primaries would not stand. They didn't listen. But it's a good thing that time showed that Andy Uba was not a candidate of the party, despite the fact that a governor supervised that non-event.
If you look at the figure, the taunt.
If we even go into that,
I don't understand why.
Because look, it's clear that the figures were just written.
Yeah, they were written.
Because where were those people
on the election day?
Those tons of people that we saw reflected in form of votes. Where were they on election day? No. So I sympathize with Segun Oni.
I think it's
decent man, honest man,
about going back to the government house.
Well loved and all that. But he's one of those people who are too decent for the kind of politics that we play.
Perfect gentleman.
Oni will not do what some people would rather do to take power. You know? So he tries his best. No, I won't do this.
For him, for a party, SDP, for him to even be
we've got to give him credit. Position. Yes, we've got to give him credit.
Look at when he joined the SDP.
Not long ago.
Not long ago. And I was able to
now,
move.
If Fayose had let Oni
emerge in PDP,
if he had not played the winner takes all kind of politics that we play here, maybe it would have been
closer than we.
Yes, at least closer if he did not even win. We know that the coming of Asiwaju into the picture completely changed things. That was why even Governor Fayemi described him as the game changer. Asiwaju mounted the podium and said, gentlemen, no fight anymore. You need to support this person. It's significant, coming a few days to the election, for the presidential standard bearer of the party to lead 14 governors. 14 governors is a show of strength.
Massive.
At that point, I knew that, look, Oni will not be able to win the election because 14 governors is unprecedented for 14 governors to storm Ekiti to say this is our candidate. Whatever happened after that, including the buying of people's conscience and all that, it's painful. It's painful.
Kayode Fayemi is the chairman of the Governors Forum.
Yes, so he will be able to mobilize his colleagues. You know, and he did a good job of convincing Asiwaju that he had to come and give them that moral.
That was his first outing.
Stamp of validation.
Yes, so we have come to see vote buying as part of our political culture here. But it's a terrible, terrible thing. It just shows that our people, I don't know how to describe.
They've been so pauperized.
Yeah, so pauperized that they can't even say no.
Yes.
Somebody was saying, that both the giver and the taker. I said, look, let's stop this nonsense.
Yeah.
Some of the journalists say both the taker and the giver are correct. How many of them will be handed a brown envelope and they will say no? Not to talk of people who do not know where their next meal will come from. I mean, it's a choice. One of them said, look, I'll take this money and I will invest it in my farm. It's the first time, it was in Ekiti that I saw for the first time people who were given money.
And attaching their PVC.
Openly even showing it.
Yes, with their PVC. That
Look at the video that went viral
yeah.
on Instagram. Those girls jubilating that they were given money to vote. It had not been happening before. It's not as if vote buying is new, but
it's always shrouded in this kind of secrecy.
Yes.
And look at those
It's
guys.
not so
BFC want
brazen.
to go and they want to go and bust.
It's not so brazen that they even film themselves announcing that look, we were given
voter
money.
card.
It's the level of poverty that we are.
I think yes, I wanted. That's where I'm going to that because for you to see, there's so much weaponized poverty to the extent that look, that day there's no how you can. These guys cannot reject the money.
No, it was even against Yoruba culture to reject money.
No. So if somebody gives you ill-gotten money now,
anyway,
he says in our culture
on a more serious note, I think what happened in Ekiti is a reflection of the level of poverty that people are going through. Because normally you expect that for you to stand on the truth and on integrity, you must be able to know where your next meal is coming from. But we have reached a stage that people, it's also in Ekiti 4 years ago, that we had the slogan,
No,
That was Ondo State.
that was Ondo.
State.
They are neighbors, So for you to know the
mainly
level of
coastal.
poverty that our people are going through, and unless that is solved, at least brought to a minimum, it will be very difficult to chase away vote buying as a strategy by politicians. It's that bad, because they know that every 4 years they will come in, and they may not see them again. In another 4 years.
Why should people take money
that means
to choose their leader?
If you don't have money,
Yes.
you can't win an election in Nigeria.
No, forget it.
You are done for.
Forget it.
I met somebody
billions.
today.
You need billions to win the governorship election.
I
win the primaries.
met a presidential candidate of the, one political party today,
Yes.
and I asked him. I said, "Look, now INEC they've increased the number of polling units from 120,000 to 179,000 polling units across the country. Where are you agents? As in polling units? Where are you going to get agents?
Agents for
in 179,000 polling units.
That's
179
179
people.
minimum.
Yes, and if you decide to give them 20,000, where are you going to get it from?
Even if you give them 1,000 each,
Let's use 150. That
it's
will
a
be
lot
3
of
million.
money.
Across the country,
That's
across the
another
774 local governments, 179,000 polling units.
The logistical challenge is huge. That's why it's no longer, look, the only people with deep pockets that can win elections
Can come
now.
out and contest. Yeah.
It's just not for everyone. And I can't imagine Nigerians taking money to elect their leaders. I mean, it makes no sense. It pollutes our democracy for people to be giving money to
do their civic
voters.
duties.
Yes.
Look at the level of poverty.
I know. And it's a lot worse now because more and more Nigerians have sunk
To the poverty
the level. Yes.
bracket. Yeah.
More and more Nigerians, and the World Bank is predicting even greater doom. That this phase that we are going through with inflation skyrocketing,
Gallop.
more people will go will sink deeper into poverty in our country.
Rates.
More people. And it means that more and more people will get desperate. Somebody who cannot be sure of where his next meal will come from, you now tell him to reject money.
That will be difficult.
It will be difficult. It's a choice that he has to make.
That will be
To either stay hungry or to solve that problem of hunger, even if it's momentarily.
Yeah.
So that is a choice that people have. And politicians are weaponizing it.
Seriously.
It's terrible. They don't even see anything wrong about it. Just going about their thing.